Any picky eaters out there? Well, hey, I got some tips for you if you struggle getting those veggies in. Hey, it's Coach Becky here at the Criticalbench Kitchen, and I get it, getting those veggies in can be tough, and I felt the same way. I used to think veggies had to be plain steamed broccoli with nothing on it, ugh, boring and gross. But I've got some things I want to share with you to make them more exciting so you can get them into your diet. All right, now why veggies? You probably know veggies are good for your health, but they're good for so many other things as well. First of all, they're loaded with fiber, and fiber is so important for a lot of things, for our digestion, to help us feel full from those meals, and can even help reduce some of that bloat that might be happening in your belly. And yes, those nutrients, those antioxidants can be amazing. Get all different kinds of colors. This can help with your health, but also help reduce inflammation in your body, which just helps prevent diseases. And lastly, probably my favorite reason to get more veggies in is it can add more volume to your meal, so you can actually eat more without adding in those extra calories. So if you're somebody that tends to like to eat a lot of food, getting vegetables in is a nice little hack to actually get bigger meals in and still stay on track with your healthy eating. So a great way to add some veggies that a lot of people actually don't think about is if you already are making smoothies, you can throw a little spinach or some kale or some lettuce in there. Now I know it might seem a little bit weird, but the thing is that when you blend it up, it will actually you won't even know it's there. Now you might see some green little specks, but you're not gonna taste it. So don't be scared of putting it in there. It's gonna add a lot of great fiber into that smoothie, and it's gonna make that smoothie so much more filling. And one of the big game changers for me was how you cook your vegetables. So I keep talking about the plain steamed broccoli, but that's what I thought I had to do to get my vegetables in. A couple years back, I actually learned about roasting my vegetables, and oh my gosh, this was so huge for me. Roasting, I went from hating broccoli to actually liking broccoli because I started doing it in the oven instead of steaming it. It made such a difference to the texture of the vegetable. So if you're like me and you really just like the texture of stuff as well, play around with how you cook it. Maybe you like steaming better, maybe you like roasting it better, maybe you like to pan fry it, maybe you like it raw. Doesn't matter, you have to find a way to cook it and experiment that's gonna work for you, that makes it tasty and makes it more enjoyable. All right, so next I want to talk about flavoring and seasonings, because I think this is really the key. This is what made me start enjoying vegetables so much more, because that plain steamed broccoli, but as soon as I started adding seasonings, sauces, even some oil onto my food, oh my gosh, the vegetables tasted so much better. And sometimes people think maybe that's going to compromise the health or something like that, but no, it's actually going to enhance the flavor, sometimes even enhance the health properties of the vegetables, and it gets you to eat more of them, and that's really the key to this. All right, I wanna share some of my favorite seasonings with you and some ways that you can flavor it up that maybe you hadn't thought about before. First up is seasoning. So you guys know you just have your regular spices and seasonings. I mean, there's the gamut. You could do garlic and onion and salt and pepper and all these things. But one thing that I've really found is cool is just you can often buy like pre-mixed seasonings in the store. So this one's like a Mexican seasoning. This one is actually a vegetable seasoning. Look at that. So there's all kinds of pre-made mixes that can really add a lot of flavor, and then you don't have to think about it too hard. Oh gosh, which one should I add? So this will take the brain power out of trying to figure out which seasonings you should add. But hey, if you're like a big garlic fan and you love it, you can do single seasonings as well, okay? All right, next up is probably one of my favorites. So sometimes I think we get a little worried about the sauces because we're like, oh no, it's gonna add too many calories. But again, a little bit of calories that you add from a sauce that gets you to eat more vegetables instead of, you know, diving into the bag of cookies or eating some pie later in the day, is gonna go a long way in keeping you full and on track. And there's a lot of sauces that actually are really clean and healthy. One of my favorites is just doing like a curry sauce. I love curry sauces, and there's like so many different kinds that you can use, and now you can find them already, you know, in a jar just like this, ready to go. So this one's tiki masala, but there's curry sauces and all different kinds of things. So look on the shelves, look around, find some sauces, try it out, see what you think, because I can guarantee you adding a little bit of this in with your vegetables, maybe throwing in some chicken and some rice or something like that, oh my gosh, makes a really yummy, delicious meal. All right, and the last one is something that most people already have in their house, and that is salsa. I think sometimes we forget this is actually adding a veggie on a veggie. So you can either use this as an added veggie for a lot of things that you're eating, like toss a little bit on your eggs or something like that, or even add these onto your vegetables. So salsa can be a great way to add some vegetable to what you're doing, as well as adding more veggie to your veggies. All right, and lastly, one of my favorites is actually oil. I think a lot of times we think we have to have vegetables just steamed and plain, but actually getting in healthy fats is really important to our health as well. But a benefit by adding some oils, it gives it a lot more taste and flavor, but also it actually helps you absorb the nutrients that are in those vegetables even better. So it does a little boost for you as well. And one of my favorite ways to have vegetables is either when you do cook them, you could steam them up, add a little oil at the end, or use it to roast it, and it comes out with a nice, amazing flavor. Hey, help me out, make sure you subscribe. I wanna make sure this nutrition information gets out to as many people as possible. And hey, also make sure you click that notification button so you can get all the latest videos just like this. And hey, if you wanna learn about nutrition and healthy eating, check out this playlist right here because I've done a ton of videos on this topic and you can check them all out right here. Make sure to click those videos.